I think you're absolutely right. His hands kind of got jammed in the dirt. His body comes off the bag right there.
That was one of those examples where being an elite athlete can sometimes cost you, because that was CJ Abrams, one of the top prospects in all of baseball. He finally got called up in his speed. He's just way too quick for these bases. Now, hopefully in 2023, when they introduce the brand new bags, that CJ would not actually slide past it. He would stick to it and stay there on second and not be tagged out. Now, fortunately for him, he made it for it later in the game with this sick play at shortstop. I mean, the Padres have middle infielders for days. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have so much to talk about today. Francisco Lindor is the second Mets player of the week to get hit in the helmet. Giancarlo Stanton hit an impossible home run. We'll talk about why that is in just a second. And the Toronto Blue Jays, I know it was only the second day of the year, but they might already have the comeback of the year. So if you like baseball, do not forget to hit subscribe and also leave a like if you enjoyed today's video. And a reminder, if you're going to any concerts or baseball games anytime soon, please use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order. And without further ado, let's get into the recap. Rachel Balkovec made some history yesterday. Not only did she become the first woman to ever manage in a minor league baseball game, she also picked up her very first W. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal is because the Yankees entrusted in her to form a relationship with Jason Dominguez and the rest of his teammates, and so far they look like they're having a ton of fun. Jason is progressing very well, I might add, and I really feel like Rachel is going to be a big time asset to this team and baseball in general. So big congrats to her. Now, speaking of the Yankees, before we get into the recap against the Red Sox yesterday, I do want to talk about Aaron Judge not being happy with the offer that was presented to him. Now, I just want to mention that a lot of people were upset at Aaron Judge because he turned down $30.5 million a year. He got a 7-year extension offer from the Yankees, and again, he turned that down, even though he wants to be a Yankee for life and will now shift his focus to just playing in 2022. He will not be coming back to the negotiation tables. The biggest reason why is the Yankees will not budge from paying him $17 million this season. Aaron Judge wants $21 million. I feel like he has earned that, but for right now, he is going to test free agency because the Yankees, I guess, lowballed him, but in the eyes of many, a lot of people are starting to sway from Aaron Judge's camp because they're thinking to themselves, how could you turn down $30.5 million? And that's because they are 100% lowballing him for 2022. Two other players that also rejected contract extensions, Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts. This makes sense because both of those guys have had stud seasons over the last 2 or 3 years, so expect them to get paid in free agency as well if they do choose to test it. Now let's go ahead and talk about the walk-off victories from yesterday. The Yankees faced off against the Red Sox, and Garrett Cole was not happy that the game was delayed a whopping 4 minutes. Take a look at this. This was his post-game interview.
Yeah, I mean, that was an unforeseen challenge. Festivities got a little away from the schedule.
Come on, man. 4 minutes, that was not a huge deal, and it was evident that it wasn't a huge deal because Rafael Devers was not fazed by it. He belts a 2-run shot right before JD tacks on with the 3rd run for the Boston Red Sox. Now, luckily for Garrett Cole, Anthony Rizzo showed up to play. He had a 2-run home run of his own, and Giancarlo Stanton hit a home run. And the reason why I brought up the impossible part in the intro is because the only time that that ball leaves the stadium is in Yankee Stadium. 1 out of 30 stadiums in Major League Baseball would that have left the yard, so Giancarlo Stanton is very lucky to be on the team that he is. DJ shows that he is not in fact a robot after a huge home run the 8th to tie it up. This game needs extras where Josh Donaldson plays hero ball. He drives in other newcomer Isaiah Kanafalafa, and the Yankees complete the comeback and they win 6-5. Speaking of comebacks, the Tigers did one yesterday. Javier Baez is proving to Tigers fans that you can in fact be a good defender at shortstop, but Lucas Giolito did not care about that. He tosses 4 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts, only allowed 1 base hit, and then the White Sox, yeah, they just imploded. Miggy, he drives in 2 on a base hit. He is just 12 hits away from 3,000. Andrew Vaughn is prime Miggy when it comes to late game situations versus left-handed pitchers. He puts the White Sox up by 1 run, and enter Eric Haas. I wish that he was still with Cleveland. He sets up Austin Meadows and Javier Baez to have their moment in the 9th inning. After Pollock can't grab it, it deflected off the wall. Even though Pollock caught it, it is still a base hit because it hit the wall first. Javier Baez is going to fit in very well, in my opinion, with that Tigers offense and especially that defense. And last but not least for the walk-offs, the Marlins, Yeah, they got beat yesterday because Logan Webb was cooking up some marlin for lunch, and he got some help from the big boys, Brandon Belt, Darren Ruff, and Joey Bart. They make it 3-0 after 5. Jacob Stallings, he bops one, and then Jazz Chisholm, he sits back to take a pitch the other way for a 2-run Oppo Taco. He makes it 5-4, but then former Yankee Thairo Estrada, he homers in the ninth to bring it back to even, and Slater turns on a pitch to bring home the big boy, Darren Ruff. He is rumbling, he is tumbling all the way home. I think that MLB The Show should give him 99 speed for the rest of the week. Moving on to a very special game for me. The Phillies faced off against the A's, and Kyle Schwarber led it off with a home run, and he enjoyed it. Harper is continuing off his blistering spring training and MVP campaign. He ends up second after an umpire review. Bryson Stott, my friend, we played together in high school. You guys know that. He collects his first hit in the big leagues, and then Nick Castellanos also grabs his first hit for the Phillies, also his first RBI, and then Bryson ends a great debut with his first RBI and extra base hit all on the same swing. Now, I still have some concerns about Aaron Nola after the 5th inning and that bullpen for the Phillies, but we don't have any questions about that offense. And another team that could average 10 runs a game this year, along with the Phillies, the Blue Jays, maybe even the Rangers, because Brad Miller and Mitch Garver, they both hit their first Texas home runs, and they go up 7-0 off of Jose Barrios. He got knocked around, but it seemed like in the blink of an eye, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s single in the 4th turned into a game-tying 3-run laser beam from Teoscar Hernandez. Jansen scores on a double from Santiago Espinal, who gained about 15 pounds over the offseason. He puts the Jays up by, never mind. Adolis Garcia ties it up on a 404-foot missile. The Jays come back to grab the lead right back after Garver missed a tag, and this was most likely due to the fact that he did not want to get called for interference because catchers, they have PTSD from the new rule that you cannot block the plate. I feel like that was going through his mind as it happened. Danny Jansen follows up with a home run, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr., he shows off the improved leather. He wasn't very good defensively over the last few years, but maybe this is the year he enters the Gold Glove conversation. And the Jays and the Phillies, I wanted to talk about them back to back because these two offenses are going to be insane to watch, but we can't count out the Astros being a top 5 offense either. Jose Altuve answers back after a 3-strikeout game, and Aledmys Diaz, one of the more underrated right-handed hitters in baseball, at least to me, he turns on one to tie it right before Jose Siri shows off his top 1% sprint speed. It was a solid throw from Walsh. I'm being nice. That was very bad. Alex Bregman looks locked in with his 2nd home run already of the season, and Carlos Correa replacement Jeremy Pena hits his first career home run during an interview in which Heidi Watney was talking to his parents, a very special moment. Then the Astros, they put the hitting difficulty on rookie, and they make the Angels bullpen look like middle schoolers as Kyle Tucker, he finishes it off by making it a total of 13 runs on 2 different swings. Correa was a luxury, but this offense is still going to be top 5, at least to me. Joe Adell, I'm just going to say this right now, he might have the worst approach in all of baseball. He's in danger of getting sent down after just 2 games. At least that's my opinion. The Rays faced off against the Orioles, and Shane McClanahan was looking nasty, punching out 7 in nearly 5 shutout innings. John Means essentially matched him pitch for pitch. This game ended up being tied after an Anthony Santander home run in the 6th inning, but luckily for Rays fans, Francisco Mejia, he got the job done on a sac fly before the 9th inning, and Wander Franco, I just wanted to mention, he went 3 for 4. He is still just 21 years old. I cannot believe that, as the Rays escaped with a 2-1 victory. The Padres, for the 2nd day in a row, had a no-hitter into the 6th inning. Sean Manaea and Merrill Kelly had a solid pitcher's duel, but Jerks and Profar lifted a no-doubter off the bullpen. I feel really bad for all of the Diamondback pitchers because that bullpen is going to be not so good this year, so they're going to lose a lot of W's. He flips his bat towards first base, and then Sean Manaea, he kept going after Kelly was taken out, and he matched Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish had 6 innings of no-hit stuff the day before the bullpen imploded. Then they did it again. Sean Manaea was taken out after 7 no-hit innings, but luckily for him, the bullpen held it down, and the Padres win back-to-back. Actually, they don't because they got walked off by Seth Beer. The Padres win game number 2, 3-0. The Mariners faced off against the Twins, and Mitch Haniger picks up right where he left off. He has such a violent swing. Correa does the same in the 3rd, but on defense, so he picks up on that Platinum Glove Award that he won a year ago. Robbie Ray follows the trend. He shows off his Cy Young Award stuff. 5 strikeouts in 7 innings, only allows 1 earned run. And real quick, I just want to mention, Julio Rodriguez had a sprint speed of 30. yesterday, so he is absolutely lightning quick, and that is above average. To be considered elite for sprint speed, you have to be traveling 28.3 feet per second or something like that, and he's at 30 already. I mean, adjust the speed, MLB The Show. We have the Rockies grabbing an early lead, but that was before Gavin Lux. He is showing Dodgers fans that he does not want to be considered a bust anymore, and he might be primed for a breakout season. He drives home 2 to tie it, and then Betts and TT, Trey Turner, they followed up with a few hits, pushing LA ahead by 3 in the 4th, and then Freddie, he tacked on his first hit as a Dodger as well. Now, speaking of first, Craig Kimbrell, he strikes out Chris Bryant for his first save as a member of the Dodgers, and now we have some dramatics to talk about. The Mets faced off against the Nationals, and Mad Max was making his debut. Jeff McNeil homered on his birthday, which is hopefully a kickstart to a bounce-back season. Now, speaking of bounce-back seasons, Robinson Cano, hey, look at this guy. He is trying to make it the comeback. He makes it 3-1 for Mad Max after a 2-run single in the 4th inning, and then Josh Bell wants to remind people that his horrible 2020 was the fluke and not the seasons in which he has had success, because there are a lot of Josh Bell haters out there. He's here to stay. Newcomer Starling Marte doubles to grab the lead back, and this is where the drama ensues. Francisco Lindor got hit in the helmet, so he is the second Met after Pete Alonso to have that happen to him. Obviously, it was not on purpose, but Nationals pitchers, they have to find the zone for the rest of the series. Otherwise, mayhem might ensue. Now, luckily, Lindor is okay, so prayers up to him and Pete Alonso that they're going to be all right going forward. Marte and McNeil extend the lead to 7-3, and they have not lost to begin 2022. And the last but not least, the Braves versus the Reds. The Braves win by a score of 7-6 after they go up 2-0 early for Charlie Moore, and then Duvall as well as Travis d'Arnaud team up to make it 5-0. It ends up 7-0 before the 3rd inning. Charlie Morton kept the Reds at bay for only 2 earned runs and just under 6 innings, but nearly lost the W after Kenley Jansen basically imploded in the 9th inning. Since he's come back, falls short, but I'm going to need Kenley Jansen to be much more efficient, because he took the job from postseason legend Will Smith, who did not allow a single earned run or run in all of the postseason run for the World Series champion Braves. So you got to be better, Kenley. All right, everyone. Well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what was your favorite part. I'm really excited for all of this year and the antics that are about to follow. It is going to be a fantastic season of baseball. So make sure you guys hit subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed, save yourself money on SeatGeek with code Fuzzy, and enjoy the defensive highlights that I did not get to show in today's video.
Reaching for it, Ibanez pops it up. Tricky play. No, it's not. But he's got it.
Marsh to center field. Siri charging in, dives to make a play. Jose Siri, did you?
Right on right. Ground ball shortstop in front of the ball. Franco, nice pickup, and they almost turned it. The
field it moving away from the bag, and then a nice job by Brandon Lau to stand right in there with Mullins.
Line, here comes Verdugo again near the line, and a sliding play. This had a lot of English on it, kind of tomahawk there by Donaldson.
Big left field. This is a high changeup here to Donaldson. He had a pretty good swing at it.